Yo, peace and love, family. It's your boy D Cook on location, the founder of Mindsoverninesllc, gun violence prevention. And listen, the creator just put it on my heart today to come out to inspire you, one, and two, to encourage you to never give up on your dreams. Come on, family. Come on. Never give up on your dreams of becoming a business owner. I don't care what form it is, whether it's an LLC or a non-for-profit. Never give up on them dreams, because the world needs the knowledge that you learned from all those lessons that you went through in life. You feel me, family? It was a reason that you went through the school of hard knocks. It was a reason that your life played out the way it did and you learned the lessons that you learned. It was so that you could help somebody else have an easier time transitioning across that same hurdle that you had to jump over. You understand what I'm saying, family? Come on now. It's time to turn our pain into our passion and our test into our testimony. And I know it's hard to do that on a daily basis when we still got to get up in the morning and go to our 9 to 5. But you got this big idea in your head about what you want to do, and it's just trapped inside your head. You feel like you're by yourself. You feel like you're alone. You feel like it's never going to happen. And I'm going to say something to you, family. I'm going to say something to you, and I want this to hit right, because if you don't implement, if you don't go out here and work at it, if you don't push the envelope, then you're right. It will never happen. But if you just get out there and just put a little bit of effort behind it, if you increase your skills on a daily basis, pull up YouTubes, watching videos on the thing that you specialize in, whether it's violence prevention, whether it's youth development, self-awareness, conflict resolution, de-escalation, whether it's job training skills, whatever it is that you want to special, whether it's men or women, young kings or queens, you can do it, family. You can do it. You just got to catch up with your tribe. It's a lot of us that's out here doing this work, and it's not easy. I remember being paroled in 2009. Mindsoverninesllc was just the thought I had in my head. In my prison cell, Menard, 7 gallery, 12 cell. Mindsoverninesllc is just the thought I had in my head. I didn't know how I was going to get out here and implement it and make it work, but I just hit the ground running and I believed in it. First, I took jobs in the social service field wherever I could as a substance and alcohol abuse counselor. I've also worked as a violence prevention specialist, but I also went back to school. Made sure I got my bachelor's in social work. 2014, went back, got my master's 2018, so I can have some meat on the bones. I knew I had the passion, but I didn't have like theories, and you don't have to have this. I'm just telling you what I did. It was important for me to go in and learn cognitive behavior theories, social emotional learning, and those are tools that I use, my main focal theories that I use. But sometimes you got to switch out. You got to go motivational enhancement. You got to be client-centered. Sometimes you need art therapy. And then what are the modalities and the techniques that you use? These are things that I had to grow with, and that's taken me from 2009 to 24. But I'm so glad that I never gave up. I'm so glad that I never gave up on it. And you're going to feel the same way. And that's why you feel so sick inside. That's why you're so frustrated now as you go into your 9 to 5, because sometimes it be barriers to where you want to help people, but you can't because of the limitations we have on that site. But if you had your own organization, you would be able to do all the things that you know our youth need, right? You're going to feel some type of way inside because you know you're not fulfilling your dream. I'm telling you, family, it's time. This is the sign. And I know it seems difficult at times. For me, it was too. I was operating with Mindsoverninesllc, no joke, from 2013 to 2017 without it being a non-for-profit or a LLC. I'm just moving. I'm just getting used to saying like, hey, yo, D Cook, Mindsoverninesllc. And then the pandemic hit, right? And the job that I was working for let me go. And I just remember being at the crib like, what are you going to do next? What's going to happen next? And I said, you know what? I've been ducking, getting this non-for-profit and this LLC started. Let me open this laptop up. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what I got to do. I'm going to stop being afraid today, and I'm going to take the first step. I'm telling you, family, it's the best decision I made in my life, because people will run you off your idea. Like, you may have ideas of becoming a real estate agent. Somebody going, I don't know if somebody going to start off, I don't know if it's the market for it now. It ain't a lot of money out there. You might want to be a social worker. It ain't a lot of money in social work. It ain't all about the money sometimes. It's about what you're doing from the heart. You don't want nobody to run you off your idea. If the creator spoke to you in the small, still voice, I want you to run that down. You do what your heart is destined to do. So many people tried to stop me or offer me jobs. Like, why don't you come work for us? We doing this type of work, and that was cool. But I knew what the creator I put on my heart. I knew it was time for me to work on getting the physical location. So I opened up that laptop and I went to the first step. I'm in Illinois. So if you're in Illinois, you got to hit, GATA. Like, what's GATA? That's the Grant Accountability and Transparency Act. I'm like, okay, let me fill this out. Boom, step 1 done. Now, they sent me somewhere else. You got to get a UEI, Unique Entity Identification. Okay, boom, got that. Now I have to go to sam.gov. You got to go through all these steps. You got to get a cage code. You got to get this other stuff, right? Things that I've been running from my whole career. And I finally sat down. I had about, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had about 12 different windows opened up. And it was certain parts I just couldn't understand. But they made me cry on one of those sites that I had open. I was like, I don't know what else y'all want, But I finally got through. And I remember when it was said in progress. And then it got to active. Mindsoverninesllc LLC is recognized in the federal government. You can now proceed to try to fill out grants to help and assist with your business. And I remember sitting there just looking at the lap, and I know I'm speaking to somebody right now, because this is where you at right now. You've been working with a business for 5 years. You may be in the community already doing the work, but you're coming out your pocket with your own funds. You can't get people to come out to assist. And I'm just letting you know, especially if you're in this field, community development, it's funds out there that are available for you to do what you're doing, family. You just got to lock in, and you got to do what I just said. Open that laptop, take your business out of your head and give it to the community. You're being selfish right now because it's inside your head. Follow me. We want to get it out your head and get it on paper so it's recognized by the government, and then get it in the community so it's recognized by our neighbors, right? Come on, family. It's time. Let's go. Take this as your sign. You got it. I remember sitting inside myself, family. I do. I promise you. Not knowing which way it was going to go. I'm so proud of myself right now, y'all. I really am. And I'm not even finished working. I just submitted, applied for my first grant. Well, I got 3 of them in now, right? But look at that. I was able to put the work in 2018 when my job let me go. Finally got Mindsoverninesllc LLC established. So every year I got to make sure that, registered agent, make sure that my address, my site, everything is good. I got to make sure that my paperwork is up. I feel proud when the annual reports got to be done. And I'm just throwing a lot of things at you, but sometimes it really ain't nothing but a page full of information that you got to fill out, family. Like, sometimes people make it seem like a whole mountain. You got to get your articles of incorporation. You got to get your operating agreement. You can go on sites like Inkfile. That's where I went. But there's other sites. I think their name is Busy now. Other sites you can go to, and they'll walk you through it. They'll walk you through it. And I know sometimes the journey is the hardest part, but you just got to trust in the process. And you're going to look up one day, and you may not be finished, but you damn sure ain't going to be a go. You're going to be moving. You're going to be in the journey. You're going to be in the process, and you're going to feel better inside. Your health going to be better. You're going to be eating better. You're going to be feeling better. You're going to be more, pleasant to be around because you living in your purpose. Because you living in your purpose, family, all right? And I can't express to you how the saddest thing in the world is how many people are still living but dead inside. Come on, family. That's the worst thing in the world. And what I don't want to do, what I'm afraid of, is taking all the passion, all the drive that I have inside of me to the gravesite with me. Nah. You got to empty yourself in this lifetime. You can't be afraid, family. The greatest heights are always been achieved by those who've been through the greatest depths. So if you got a non-for-profit that you was looking to start, or an LLC and a business, I'm going to push you and encourage you to go out there and make it happen. All right, continue to go to your job and do what you need to do, because it takes finances to uplift and start your business. But never forget what your goal, what your vision, and what your assignment is. Right? You got an assignment to go do, family. I want you to go out there and do it. And I don't know how I can help. Inbox me. Yo, D, how did you get started? What's the first thing you did? All right, come on. Let's go back to this gather. All right, what state you in? Come on, let's pull it up. Let's see what you got to do. But once you do it, now you in the game. Now you can apply for these grants that they got out there. Now you recognize within the community. You don't know who might want to donate and be a part of what you got going on. But if you don't get the thought out your head, it ain't going nowhere. I really, really, really hope that I spoke to somebody today, okay? Because I promise you, when I was sitting inside that cell and the officer come out with that mail, my name was K82867 at that time. I didn't know how I was going to turn that into something respectable down the line. But I promise you, if you got a passion and if you lock into something and people see it, your energy going to speak to somebody else. Let English or Spanish be your second language. Your first language should be energy. Right? You go out here, you connect with the right people, like I've been able to, other organizations without the city. Shout out to Champs Mentoring, New Urban Chicago. Y'all know, just unapologetically with that right there, right? But other organizations over the city, man, thank you for the opportunities. But it's time, family. It's time for you to go out and do what you need to do. So listen, I love you. Shoot for the stars. Don't let nobody knock you off your square. And remember your why for what you're doing. This is to help somebody. This is to help a young king or a young queen out here whose parents may be incarcerated. They don't have no big homie to turn to that's going to put them on the straight path. That's what your program is being designed for. Go out there and make it happen, family. All right? You already know who it is. It's your boy, D Cook on location. Let's get it.